go into your working folder and open up typeuncircle.ai. We're going to do two things, actually. We're going to put some text on this circle, and we are going to solve a problem that has plagued humanity since the beginning of time. How in Adobe Illustrator do I put two different kinds of text going, in a sense, almost in two different directions on the same physical path? Now, let's look at what we have first. I have circle text here, and that's just that circle. That's what we're going to use. And I have my stuff in a locked layer down here, and that's what it's going to look like it's on. And let's go back here and make sure it's selected. One way to do this, and there would be nothing wrong with it, I've done it myself many times. Two circles. One circle you put the text that you're going to put up here, and one that you're going to put down here. Put them back together, say with a line. But why make two circles when you really don't have to? Let's do this. Select the circle. Come over to your scissors tool. Don't forget that's hidden under the eraser. I want you to cut it at this anchor point right here and at this one over here. So now we have two semicircles. Instead of taking two full circles, we've got two semis. We'll put some text on this one and some on this one. Now let's go over here to our type tool and pick up our type on path tool. Now if I come over here, I'm going to click right about, say, there, and type in one of a kind, which is what I am. Now I need to select this one down here. I'm going to use my temporary selection tool. When I have another tool selected, I hold down the Control key, and that's Control in Windows, Command on a Mac, temporary selection, and click this one, and then let go, and I'm back to the typing tool. I'll get right about here, I suppose, and type in One of a Kind Productions. That's my company name. Now you can see here that Productions is, well, it's spelled incorrectly, and I hate it when that happens. But it's something you need to watch out for. Adobe Illustrator does have a spell check, but it's not a live spell check, say like Microsoft Word. So be careful when you're using type in Illustrator, and always do a spell check. Next, let's center them, and we can do that actually with the selection tool. And click this one right here, and literally go up to the center right here. Now it will center it to that line which represents the margins between here and here. So it might not necessarily put it where you'd think it would. And let's center it again here. Okay, now let's actually center it vertically. I'll start up here. This line right here is what you want, that one right there. Now wait until you see that little arrow on the tool and click and drag, and let's put it right there. Let's do the same thing down here and grab it, wait for that little icon, move it over, but also push up. That's going to put it on the inside. That's where we want it, and I did misspell that, didn't I? Let's worry about that when it gets a little bit bigger. Like I said, I'm the world's worst speller. Okay, so we got that. I want a different font, and I want it bigger, and I need to respell that, obviously. Let's come in here, and let's pick up our just regular selection tool, and select the text. And I tell you what, I want a font. It's called Noteworthy. We have Myriad Pro. That's default. Don't forget, if I click here, I can choose to type in a word by its family or its first word only. I know Noteworthy begins with the word note. So I'm going to say search first word only and start typing in N-O-T-E. And I got it on N-O-T. Press the return key on Mac and the enter key in Windows. It's changed. Let's do the same thing down here. Can't believe I misspelled that. And come in here and do it again. Okay, now what I want for size is based on more of a visual thing than a physical number. So let's come back up here. Let's start at the top. And let's select that text. Instead of me choosing a number, I can do that if I want to. I'm going to click the up arrow right here. And every time I do, it'll get a little bit bigger. And I'm going to stop when I'm happy. You can always change it later. Actually, I'm going to go back to 40. Let's do the same thing here. And this time I know what I need, 40, so I can just type it in. Oh yeah, P-R-O-D-U-C-T-I-O-N, Productions. There we go. One of a Kind Productions. That's okay on the inside. This one needs to come on the inside. What do? Well, we can go back to our selection tool and select that one half up here. Go up to the word type on the pull-down menu and go down to type on path. And you will notice you have Rainbow, Skew, 3D, Stair Step, and Gravity. We can get to all of them right from here. So that's Rainbow. Incidentally, Flip is the flipping. Let me turn on preview so you can see this. Okay, that just flips the text. We've already done that down here. That's Rainbow. That's Skew, so it kind of makes the text very vertical. This is 3D Rainbow, kind of spreads it out, I suppose. Stair-step puts it back together up and down, but it's a little bit tighter, I think. And then you've got gravity, which kind of melts it off the sides. I'm going to go back to rainbow. I'm happy with rainbow. Now, as for aligning, I need to bring it inside here, and that is aligned to path. I'm going to align it to the ascenders. Now watch what happens. Well, it pulls it into the ascenders. Now the ascenders, like on the lowercase letters, are this part right here. Okay, that's an ascender, and it's inside. It's exactly what I want. Now on this one down here, basically let's go ahead and, well, click OK. There's not really much wrong with that one in terms of what it's doing because it's on the inside, but both of these are still too close. I want them further up. So let's start with this one right here. We're going to use a common character. Let me bring that over. Option. Don't forget to say show options. And we're going to go into baselining. Now down here is baseline shift. If I click the down button, you can see it's shifting the baseline. Now again, I'm looking for something, not a number, about centered, maybe something about like that. Now on this one, select it here and go the other way. Looks a little bit kind of squeezed in down here when I pushed it up. If you want to work on that, if we select the text, we can come over here to do tracking, and that'll help push it apart. And let's do the same thing up here. And I did a 20, so I know what to put in there. There you go. One circle cut in half to produce text on both sides of that circle, top and bottom, instead of creating two circles, which would have been okay. This way, I guess, is just a little bit more economical. Text on a circle.